Hey, Jessica. How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Good, good, good. So, tell me a little bit about what you've been doing. You've been blowing it out the water here recently. Like, what have you been doing? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, well, I've been using your inbound leads for veterans, which I have a heart working for veterans. So I think, whenever you have a heart for either the type of client you're serving or the type of coverage or products you're providing, that always makes a difference. Like if you're not passionate about what you're selling, who you're selling to, it's not going to work. So I think I really resonate with veterans because my Gramps was a veteran of three wars and, he just passed last year. So that really helps for one. But the leads are really good. And just when you get people calling in already with a purpose, then, you're just guiding them to the right fit for them. The sale isn't as difficult. They already know they want what you have.
Right, right. Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
important, figuring out what fits them. And so as far as, the AP goes, like annual premium per week, what's that been looking like for you?
Yeah, well, like I was telling you, this is summer, so this is like supposed to be slower season. I'm a mom of five. I want to make sure I go to the beach and have my kids, spend time with my kids. But you saw just a couple weeks ago, I did just shy, like $10 shy of 25K in a week in 7 days. And over 20 of that was from the Sharp and Clicks leads. Most of it's already been approved. A little bit is still in underwriting because we had one 11K policy and I think a couple 3K policies that week. So it wasn't like I was working super hard to write that many. I would think it was less than 10 policies I wrote all week to hit that AP, right? But most of that's already approved and issued. So that's awesome. I mean, with this kind of type of client, that's veterans who are kind of starting sometimes to realize that the VA isn't giving them everything that they thought they were going to get. And so they're kind of, making that decision late in life, like, I really need to set something up. Um, a lot of them really want, 50, 100,000 plus. And when you get 60, 70 year olds wanting that much coverage, you are going to have to spend a little bit longer in underwriting. So, but, a lot of them are, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 AP. And those ones, you're getting paid in the cash flow right away, which is nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I've heard you on a couple of calls and you're just very personable. Like, what's your approach? Like, it's like you get them on the phone, they call in and you're closing them. Like, what's your approach to
Yeah.
that?
Well, I got a lot of different things that I've picked up over the years that help me. One is service with a smile. Like even just talking to you, like I'm a smiley person. I think that helps emit positivity. And you can hear over the phone if somebody's smiling or not. And especially with the vets, that makes a huge difference. Maybe not with every type of client, it's that big of a deal, but think about what these veterans have been through. A lot of times we're dealing with people with PTSD, who've been, seeing things we don't even want to think about, struggled with addiction in the past, or who knows. So like, taking the time to just let them feel that you're smiling, let them know you do truly care. I thank everybody for their service. Genuinely, I mean it and I let them know. Taking the time to shoot the shit with them. You can read people. That's the thing. You want to kind of mirror people. You can tell the guy who's like a grump just wants the coverage and wants to get off with you. And that's fine. I'll respect that. I won't bug him. But the guy who needs to tell me every war story, I will sit there and listen. The guy served our country. I'm not going to rush him off the phone. You can talk and I'll fill out your application, ask you questions in the process. And that's the other thing. Keep the process going. Don't let there be dead air time. Even with the grump, like if you're not going to fill it with the small talk or listening to stories, fill it with getting information that you know you're going to need. Maybe I'm at the beginning of the app, but I know I need beneficiaries. So I'll ask him, I'll make him talk. Try to keep them talking so they're really engaged. Keeping the customer, the client engaged is really important. I don't think enough agents do that through the full call.
That's awesome. And the last thing, your superpower. You're always getting a referral. You're always making
Hmm.
something out of just anything, like
Hmm.
what is your advice on that? Like you rarely,
Hmm.
have to keep buying leads because you're a book of business. You keep getting referrals and things like that. Like what and upselling people, like not really upselling, but I hate to say that word.
Upselling, downselling, side selling, around selling. Yes.
But it's what
Yes.
they need. You're finding what they
Yes.
need. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Because
So
we're just talking to one person in a whole community, whether that community is their household, their bowling league, their group of friends, their veterans association, everybody's in community here. And if we help somebody with a true valid need for them, don't you think they want to share that? And why are we leaving so much money on the table? So when I say upsell, downsell, as soon as the deal is, we just submitted 2 ADB policies. Those were end of sale add-on sales. So once the first sale is complete, I say, hey, $100,000 extra in ADBs just this a month. Let's do it, right? Obviously, okay, we do it. So that's the upsell at the end of a deal. I wait till the first deal is closed, then I do it. A downsell is when they say, no, 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 that's too expensive. Okay, $50 still too expensive. Yeah, dollar a day. I got your dollar a day plan here ready to go. That's my downsell. Because even if it's a small policy, that's my in into their house. I don't know if that dude's going to win the lottery next week and I'm going to sell him some, that's my in into the house. And that's his sister, his brother, his beneficiary, right? And then the side sell is the wife, the sister, the children, beneficiaries. I let every client know that I will give them the service of reaching out to the beneficiaries so they know who I am. They know I'm not just selling their mom a policy. I'm there for them when the time comes to make the claim. And by the way, what are your needs?
that's all. That's
So
awesome.
yeah, and I heard somebody say once that the true abundance is not what's in your bank account, not what's in your lifestyle. It's your ability to create something out of little or limited or no resources. That's true
Mm,
abundance.
that's it there. That's it there. It's a lot
And
of
you know
gold.
more than anybody, it all comes from above anyway. So
Hey, glory to
that's
God. Glory to God. Yes, sir. Yes,
it.
ma'am. Sorry. You had me shouting in here.
Yeah. So
All right.
yeah. So thanks so much for taking the time to highlight me because I also just want to, say thanks for what you've set up because it is really powerful. And you have to know what you do when you get in front of the client, but you do a really good job of getting quality clients in front of us.
Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. And that's our goal is to have the best product, the best quality on the market. So yeah, we'll keep it going. So thank you so much for your time and
Thank
have a good rest
you.
of your
Thank
day.
you.
All right, see you.
See you.